a tough one at Allegiant as the Raiders lose 32-13 to the Steelers. They drop now to 2-4. I'm Amber Theoharis. Welcome into Raiders Game Day, along with Eric Allen and James Jones. And as we dissect this, there's a checklist of items that went wrong in this game. We're going to go over all of them. Just overall, EA, your thoughts on this loss?
Well, I knew we were going to have to face coming into this week. You know, Steelers going to be physical. We have to match that physicality. Have to find a way to win the turnover battle, have to run the football, all those things before the game you knew we had to do to be able to win. And we have a really small margin right now. Yeah. And, you know, we just weren't able to get it done in any phase of the game. And I think going forward, we had to find a way to play in that narrow lane, Jay.
There's 11 games left.
Yeah,
Got to figure out something, because that's not it.
The main thing is you cannot beat yourself.
Yeah.
It is okay to punt. I'm going to say that again. It is okay to punt. We do not have to take these chances down the field or forcing throws. It is okay to punt. Turnovers is killing us right now, and we are beating ourselves. Our defense actually did a solid job, held them to a lot of field goals, played a decent game in my humble opinion. We have to do a better job not beating ourselves.
Yeah, some problems with the offense to fix. Three big things we're going to cover in this show. One is Justin Fields. Another quarterback that wasn't playing very well comes in and has a good game against the Raiders. Threw for just 145 yards, gets in the end zone. Raiders miscues, as James says, beating yourself. 3 turnovers, a blocked punt there from A.J. Cole. 4 penalties that were very big penalties. 1 negated a touchdown. And then Mike Tomlin, his team is now 4-2. And what we saw on the field wasn't a convincing contender, but Mike Tomlin coaches that team. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Here is Aidan O'Connell making his season start debut. And starting out with the Steelers here, Justin Fields passing to Najee Harris for 11 yards. Would be a big day for Najee. Next play, 1st and 10. Here he is again. This time up the middle for 13. He moves them in.
Yeah, he does. And this has been an issue for us. But we were able to, at some points, kind of, you know what? They were able to have a lot of yards in between, but not get in the end zone early. So that's a good adjustment for our defense.
Von Diablo had a good game.
Yes.
A really good game. That's a big-time tackle right there. I'm too fast getting there. You ain't going to be able to block me. Hold him to field goals. Right. Not a bad start right here.
Not a bad start whatsoever. 52 yards from Chris Boswell, and the Steelers are up 3-0. So manageable as the Raiders come on the field for their first possessions. First
Play number 1. Here we go.
Run the ball.
Yep,
Alexander Madison.
It's a really good run. 8 yards.
Yeah, well, 7 technically. We'll give him an extra one. It looked like 8 to the naked eye. 2 plays later, and O'Connell
just put it in his area.
Bowers. He is special. 10 yards, fights for some extra yards there in the first down.
He's going to be a really good player.
Yes.
He's just going to be bigger than defensive backs.
Yes.
Tough contested catches. I love it.
That's hard to defend.
Way to get the ball out.
And Colton Miller, runs in there. 3 plays later.
Bootleg.
Love it.
To Alexander Madison, big chunk play, 19 yards.
He's been our MVP offensively this year, right?
Yeah,
he has been. So. He's not in, though. That's down to the pit, too.
I like the violence on the boundary, though. He almost got in there.
Yeah.
He did a good job of acting.
This is consistency, though, right here, man. Back to back to back, good plays equals.
Just kept running it.
Touchdown.
Alexander Madison punches it in, 3 yards out for the touchdown.
Nice.
And the Raiders take a 7-3 lead. Here's an interesting fact on that opening drive. No pass attempts to a wide receiver. None. Yeah. It was all tight end or running backs.
Target your best player.
Also, they didn't face a 3rd down. So good-looking drive there. Here come the Steelers, 3rd down.
Extended plays.
George Pickens for 7 yards, and Fields had a ton of time to throw there.
Yeah, and extending. That's what he does. Early in the season, he would have started running. Now, he's outside the pocket, making plays with eyes downfield. That's a problem.
Next play, Najee Harris rushes to the left, 15 yards.
Legs. Get his legs.
He is a dude.
Everybody hitting up top.
Can we tie some shoelaces? See, I'm going down. See, Amber, where that tape is by his shoe? That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going, Amber. I'm going down there.
Fundamentals.
Yeah.
Right? Where to tackle.
Kind of fundamental tackling.
Those big backs, you got to bring them down.
They teach you to come up and holster. Man, you're going to get knocked out.
But again, the defense forces the Steelers to settle for a field goal. So Raiders still have the lead. It is 7-6 here in the second quarter. Later in the quarter, Steelers with the ball back. It's 3rd down. Justin Fields
Outside the pocket.
Finds Calvin Austin the third.
Nice looking play by Justin Fields right
Yeah.
there. This is growth, though. This is growth. Right. Get outside the pocket, keep my eyes down the football field, and deliver a strike. That's growth from the young fella.
When you are, that's a bad call here. I mean, this is a mobile quarterback.
And you know when they empty.
Oh, you empty either quick or a quarterback draw. Oh, man.
First down Steelers, 2 plays
there
later,
we
trick
go.
play, and there's Divine Diablo. So nice to have him back.
Yeah, welcome back, 5.
So the Steelers will be forced to punt.
That's a big-time play.
Yeah, it's
diagnosing all of that. Y'all ain't tricking me. I trick you.
A loss of 13 yards. That's a reason to dance.
Get it?
Raiders ensuing possession, and you got to feel for this rookie. Dylan Lobby gets the ball and he fumbles.
TJ Watt's something else, though.
That was his very first
But look
career
at this
carry
punch, though.
in the NFL.
That's
what happens when a rookie.
knockout
That was a
punch,
great combination.
When a rookie meets a defensive player of the year, those kind of things happen, and they initiate you into the NFL.
Oh,
yes.
we got it one.
Yeah,
And there you go.
man.
Big interception. But look,
That's big.
We at home now,
it's
Ref.
coming back because of
That's
a flag.
crazy. He going
Matthew
forward.
Butler is called for roughing the passer.
I hate these type penalties, man.
That's
I really
bad.
do.
4 plays later, 4th and 1, Justin Fields, 3 yards.
Edge.
4 touchdown. We talked about this.
Yeah.
He's going to hurt you on the edge if you let him. So the Steelers take the lead,
Mobile
12
quarterback.
to 7. They
Can't
failed.
Give up on the edge with a mobile quarterback.
They failed on a 2-point conversion. You can see Tyree Wilson there going for him, misses the tackle there, can't get him. So
Fortunate.
Justin
Man,
Fields
right
gets the
before.
best of the Raiders there. Let's go to the third quarter here. Opening drive of the second half. Aidan O'Connell to Brock Bowers' butt. That one's coming back because of a penalty.
Oh.
Holding on Andre James.
Man.
So that negates it. So remember what we said about penalties really hurting this team in opportune
the
times.
little
And so he
ticky-tacky
goes to
stuff.
punt it, and A.J. Cole gets blocked by Jeremiah Moon. So it goes from bad to worse. And the Steelers.
This is Mike Tomlin's game. He loves this right here. Just defense, special teams.
Steelers
We cannot let somebody run in between the eight.
and look at the field position where the Steelers get the ball there. You have to give it to the defense once again, though.
Maintain. Oh, this is when he was over the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
defense bend.
So it looked like a touchdown,
Held him
but it wasn't.
free.
All right. So that one's coming back.
All right.
It is still 12-7, and then Chris Boswell hits a 37-yard field goal. And so the Steelers are up 15-7. Later in the third quarter, Steelers have the ball. Najee Harris rushes to the right for 26 yards.
That's a move, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to give respect where respect is due, and this is
Ooh. Wait, you gotta shoot.
He broke Jack Jones's ankle.
my
gotta shoot.
goodness, in the phone booth, he made that boy miss. 1-800-COLLECT.
Man. Come on.
Good
Rally.
tackle. There we
Yep.
go.
Rally, 3rd and 18.
Our defense played well, though,
did.
man. That is
But
the
look,
thing.
that one's coming back. There's a
Yep.
flag. Roughing the passer once again, this time on
On who?
La'Von Chason. 15 yards.
Man, they got to stop with this, man. They
That was on
protecting
3rd
the
and 18.
quarterbacks way too much now. This is crazy. And then this happened. After a 3rd and 8, that's some.
Yep. And the missed tackle initially, that could have been a couple yards on that play, and then he's gone because of a missed tackle.
This was close, too. I thought he may have fumbled before he crossed the line.
Ooh.
Didn't? Yeah, they said it was a touchdown. So Steelers 22, Raiders 7. The Raiders have the ball now. Here comes AOC with a big pass to DJ Turner. That was the play of the game for the Raiders, throwing into double coverage.
Best thing about that ball right there, it was on a rope. It wasn't a lot of air under it for Minkah Fitzpatrick to go over there and pick it off. It was on a rope. It's a nice throw by AOC.
Raiders next possession, 2nd and 8.
What's the best formula for a good pass rush? Screen game.
Yep, screen game.
Slow that pass rush
I'm
down.
frustrated.
So Amir Abdullah. Here we go.
This is another. They hustled
Easy
us.
touchdown to Alexander Madison, but this one's coming back
Yeah, they
for
hustled.
another penalty.
They
You
hustled
see the
us.
theme here?
Come
You know,
on,
when you
referee.
look at these
We
three
at
of these
home.
4 penalties, if you really look, don't seem like they were the correct call.
Right.
Big time plays in the game.
Do you think this
too.
was ineligible receiver downfield?
And then this call right here.
And that
it
one.
wasn't a call per se a penalty, but look at that.
Oh, that's close. That's close.
So we hurry up.
They hurry up and get back to the line, and he fumbles. Amir Abdullah fumbles. I still don't know why they didn't challenge that and want to take another look.
Yeah.
Another
That's a
TJ
missed
Watt
opportunity.
punt.
Missed opportunity. Give your guys up in the booth a chance to look at it,
Right.
and then maybe you challenge it. But you don't. I still don't know why you rushed to the line.
Really no.
There was no clock issues there, so didn't work out. Later in the quarter, Aidan O'Connell is sacked by Cam Hayward, the veteran. And then 2 plays later, 3rd and 19, Aidan O'Connell passes
Stick it in there.
intended for Brock Bowers, but there's 4 Steelers in that area.
You wish you could have this one back.
Dante
right here.
Jackson intercepts, returns it 24 yards.
And this is the situations right here though that I'm talking about. Like, there's no need to be out here pressing. Like, you pressing, trying to make a huge play, and you still have time in the 4th quarter to be able to go down there and have a solid drive, and you forcing something like this, another short field, another rushing touchdown from Justin Fields.
I mean, you give him the ball at the 7, he rushes it right in.
Yeah.
First play after the interception. 7 yards for a touchdown, and now the Steelers are up 29-7. This is a team that was averaging 18 points a game coming into this game. Here are the Raiders. Alex Bachman gets 18 yards on the pickup there. And then Aidan O'Connell, 4 plays later, to Christian Wilkerson, 9 yards for the touchdown.
Good for these young guys. You know, have their opportunity and want to show up. So the team has some trust in you.
No doubt. Good experience.
And so the Steelers win this one 32-13. And here are the final game stats. And when you look at them, the number one thing you look at is 3rd down.
Look at
Look at 3rd down.
But look at our defense though, man. I mean, 110 passing, 4 for 13 on 3rd down.
Good.
Like, if our offense don't turn the football over, man, this is a game. We all right.
Well, the 183 yards rushing is a season high for the Raiders defense to give up on the ground. So the run defense continues to be a problem, but passing to just 110 and 3rd down, not bad on 3rd down. But it's clear that the offense is not efficient. They're not able to get it done. And then turnovers. You just can't be, what are we, minus 11 now? Or are we up to minus 12? It's worse in the league, 12 at this point. Your turnover differential, you can't give the ball away 12 more times than the other team in the National Football League and expect to win games. And the 3 turnovers in this game were big turnovers because the Steelers were able to capitalize on them.
Name of the game is protect the ball, take the ball away. Offensively, if you cannot protect the ball, you are not going to win a lot of football games. We cannot beat ourselves, and that's what we are doing right now. And we putting the defense in bad situations, short fields, and the defense did the best they can. I mean, 4 for 13 on 3rd down, held to a lot of field goals. They did the best they can, but we cannot turn the football over. We got to find a formula. I don't care if it's super safe. Hey, run, throw on 3rd down. If we got to punt, we got to punt. But we got to take care of the football. We ain't going to have no chance to win no games.
Yeah.
Minus 10 correction, sorry.
Yeah, like
I
you said,
added
the
2.
margin is really thin, and it was going to be a defensively led football team this year. And you have to be able to play with some confidence that your offense is going to be able to maintain the football at times. We just don't have that confidence on defense. And every little small mistake that you make, missed tackle, extra 5 yards after first contact on the tackle, those things are going to put you in very difficult situations. And we knew what the Steelers were going to be about this week. We knew that they didn't care about how many passing yards it was about. It was about how many times they're going to be able to run the football, be effective in the running game, and then allow their defense to take over. That was their method today. We knew that coming in, and we knew we had to have an extraordinary performance on defense today by everybody. Divine Diablo showed up.
Yes,
Max always showed up.
Yes, he did.
A lot of the other guys weren't consistent enough on defense.
And it doesn't matter how good the defense was playing, which they were playing very well early on. If you don't get a breather, you know, if your offense isn't able to sustain drives and convert on 3rd down, you keep going back out there and keep going out there, the dam's going to break eventually.
No doubt.
Right? Eventually, and I think that's what happened at the end of the game. All right, when we come back, we're going to get some perspective from Lincoln Kennedy. He called the game with Jason Horowitz. We'll hear what he has to say about the Raiders' loss today to the Steelers.
Hey Raider Nation, when you come to see the Raiders take the field at Allegiant Stadium, you should do it from the best seats in the house. So grab an ice cold Coors Light, and you can enter to win tickets for these Coors Light silver seats at Allegiant Stadium. With plush seating, state-of-the-art beverage coolers, and wireless phone chargers, there's no better place to watch your Raiders bring home the win. Celebrate responsibly.
Every year, millions fly with us at Allegiant because together, we go places. We see old friends and try new things. We laugh. We really like to laugh. And reconnect. We remember. And we wander, which leads to wonder. From how we go to where we go to what we do when we get there, we go further together.
Looking good, guys.
Thanks!
Oh, hey, Pickle!
Hi, Dad!
I brought Mom's glasses from the hotel.
Oh, great! She's in the ballroom, the big one!
I'm coming up!
Vacations are better with the credit gods on your side. Rewards once available to the few are now accessible to the many. Earn points for travel with Credit One Bank and live large.
Taste is not an option. Taste is everything. 1800, the world's most awarded tequila.
In 300 feet, turn left.
With Cox's fiber-powered internet, you can do brilliant things.
Exit approaching.
Like upload your voice to Dad's GPS in no time flat.
And I miss you, Daddy. Happy birthday.
Get multi-gig download speeds powered by fiber. Upgrade your internet today with Cox, the nation's fastest internet provider. Limited availability in select areas.
Raiders Game Day is brought to you by Allegiant, the official airline of the Raiders. Low fares, nonstop flights, only at Allegiant.com. America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders. Modelo, a reward for those with a fighting spirit, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. And by Cox, proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders. So the Raiders fall to 2-4 as they lose 32-13 to the Steelers at home. And to talk more about it, let's welcome in Lincoln Kennedy, who was calling the game on Raider Nation Radio, and I could look at the look at his face. I mean, your face looks like how the rest of us feel right now, Lincoln. But let's try to start somewhere because there's so much that went wrong with this game. And I think the first thing that you can point to is the amount of penalties that were. It wasn't a ton of penalties. I mean, it was 7 for 50 yards, but they were huge. They were catastrophic at the time. So, I mean, is that where you can start in explaining this game?
Penalties, turnovers. I mean, there's a slew of things that you can start, but it just adds to the problems that the Raiders continue to have on offense because there's been inconsistencies moving the ball. Aside from that first drive, the Raiders have struggled, and they've notoriously struggled throughout the season. Trying to find playmakers to get the football to, trying to find some consistency where you can generate first downs have been hard for the Raiders. So you could pick your poison, what you want. The penalties, the miscues, everything worked against the Raiders today, as on top of an effective defense that the Steelers brought to town.
Link, we all got Raiders colors on, so we all rooting for the Raiders. I always like to hear from other players and other people. What do you think are some of the answers? What do you think like some stuff that the Raiders can do to kind of help them out to get out of the way they play both offensively and defensively?
Well, look, we knew coming into this season it was going to be a defensive-led team, and I think that you have that. Now what you have on the defensive side of the ball to start with is you start to have the injuries amounting to critical personnel. Devon Diablo had a tremendous game today, and if that interception would have counted, probably would have helped the Raiders possibly win this football game. But it is what it is. You have other guys that have come up, John Jacobs, Adam Butler, and even Malcolm Butler, aside from the penalty today, has played well. You knew it was going to be a defensive-led team. Offense has got to do its part. You got to generate first downs, you got to score, and I'm not talking about scoring threes, you got to score touchdowns. It was a good sign to see that first script come together for the Raiders to open up at, but after that, it's been just inconsistent. You're trying to pick up pieces, and one thing the Raiders can ill afford to do is start behind the sticks. They have to stay ahead of the schedule, so getting positive yards on first down are absolutely critical, and there's been times where this offense just hasn't been able to do it, hasn't had a lot of plays to do that.
Link, you've been in those locker rooms where seasons are going like this. What do you do as a leader to get this team kind of back to focusing on what they need to do to win ball games?
Well, all you can do is one game at a time, and all you can do is one play at a time. The thing is that you have to come out. You've got the Rams up. You have to go to L.A. They've been feisty. They're struggling. But the last thing you want to do, EA, is you want to have a quarterback come off the snide and get better. Justin Fields didn't do that today, and I was glad that he didn't do it because I was worried about how Russell Wilson was going to come into the game. He has given us some problems in the past, but they didn't have that problem. The Raiders still need to find themselves. Rather than being worried about someone else, they have to find themselves. So it starts with the basics again. You know your quarterback. You pretty much know you're starting off five, even though Parham went out with an injury, is indisclosed, is going to be gone for a while. You don't know how long he's going to happen. They've been playing mismatch with this offensive line all season, haven't had any consistencies. They've got to solidify that, solidify the personnel, then solidify a scheme. Guess he's got to come up with a scheme that can best utilize the players that you have available to him because it's slim pickings. You don't know when you're going to get Jacoby Myers back, Devontae Adams, so on and so forth.
When you look at some of the particulars of this game, especially Najee Harris being able to run the ball at will, they gave up 183 rushing yards. But as Najee Harris gets that touchdown on a play that should have been a 3-yard play, and he breaks free because of tackles, right? So basic fundamentals, we lead the league in missed tackles. How much does that concern you, and how do you clean something like that up going forward, the fundamentals?
Well, it's a big concern, but it goes back to the concept of team game. Offense, defense, and special teams have to all do their part. Offense has got to remain on the field, sustain drives, pick up first downs, and hopefully score to put the pressure on the opposing team. With our offense inability to do that, you've only seen the flashes at time, there's really not a lot of fear. Even though there's no lead that's truly safe in the National Football League, when you talk about giving turnovers on the plus side of the field, making short fields for your opposing team, you make it that much more difficult for your team.
Link, BD head coach for us right now. We've lost 2 in a row. Didn't really go our way. What's your message to the football team?
Message walking in, we've got another game. We've got to suit up. It's still a long season. We're not out of it yet, but we've got a lot of work to do, and it starts with the individual prowess. The fact is that as an individual, you have to go in the locker room with the work ethic that you're going to get better. You're going to find a way to get healthy. You're going to find a way to be an advantage to the team and not a disadvantage when you go into taking on the Rams next weekend.
Who on that offense is able to give that message and guys believe in it?
That's a good question.
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. And I'm not just being facetious or anything like that. I don't know because that hasn't been established. Look, I would say to Colton Miller, but he's also missed his fair share of games due to the injury. He's still bouncing back. He had a little bit better of a game today than he did last week, but it's still a work in progress. So I don't know who that person is. Usually it's the quarterback or some star player. But because this team is so new and so young, you haven't seen that established on offense. I would say Devontae, but we know he's not present. So they've got to find someone. And honestly, I don't know on the offensive side of the ball who does it for him.
Lincoln, we appreciate your time. It's not easy to kind of condense everything that happened and put it into perspective, but you always do. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you against the Rams. We'll hear your call.
I appreciate it, and hopefully it's on better terms, guys. Thanks for having me.
Well, it will be on better terms if the Raiders don't shoot themselves in the foot. And the miscues defined this game. Let's take a look at some of them. I mean, you can start in the second quarter. We already showed you a bunch of the penalties that we disagreed with that were penalties. Yeah. You have a roughing the passer penalty. There you've got Dylan Lobby getting the ball punched out, the rookie. There's another roughing the passer.
Crazy. That's just continuation, you know.
Look, there's fumbling at the goal line.
Yeah, that's a big-time player right there.
Yeah, punched out. Both of those were punched out. Both fumbles were T.J. Watt.
Yeah.
Here you go. There's an interception.
Forced.
It's another miscue.
these are all plays, for the most part, happening in the area of the football field that you either need to capitalize and at least get 3, or you're trying to get out from the shadow of the
block field punt.
And so look at the right side of your screen. You can see what happened. So it's not only the miscues, it's then the Steelers took advantage of them. You know, the roughing the passer or the interception that is negated, that Pittsburgh drive ends up with a touchdown. Things like that. Look how many touchdowns were scored after the Raiders did something that they shouldn't have done, or negates a Madison touchdown. And look at the bottom. 23 points scored off of Raiders miscues. 23 points. That's tough on the defense. That's tough to ask the defense, you know, constantly, okay, you're going back out there and you have to defend them again. First couple times, first couple drives, 3, nothing, punt, and then all of a sudden, you can't do that.
JJ, on the defensive side, when you start looking at some of the penalties, you say to yourself, you don't want these guys to kind of back up off their aggressiveness. You know, if you have a sack, you don't want to pull up, right? You want to continue and finish out hard. So it just is a situation, we've been getting caught in situations where it's been very difficult for this football team to recover from. And that's the one thing defensively that it's hard to kind of coach effort out of a football player, because that's what it's all about.
No doubt.
You know?
No doubt. And just to piggyback off your point, if I'm running full speed at somebody to tackle them, it's hard for me to throw my body weight a whole nother way and not land on the person. I'm going to get hurt trying to do that. But not only that, offensively, every time we come off the football field and we 2 for 11 on third down, we looking at the defense like we got to help. Like we're not helping. The offense is not helping right now. And I was an offensive player. If I was on this Raiders offense, I'm frustrated because we are not helping the defense. We ain't doing nothing out there. We don't have no identity. We are not doing nothing out there to create explosive plays. The name of the game is to protect the ball and create explosive plays. We ain't doing none of that to help the defense. And we're not staying on the football field on third down. So as much as we want to go to the defense, and the offense got to hold their own, and they are not holding their own right now. It's inconsistent. Last time I checked, if you got back-to-back games with 3 turnovers, that's starting to be a trend. They got to get that stuff fixed, period.
You have to be fair, though. The defense did not force a turnover. They haven't been forcing turnovers either. So they're a part of the equation. As much as the Raiders' offense is turning the ball over, they're not getting takeaways on the other end.
It's hard to create takeaways in the red zone, though. You know what I mean?
When you keep turning the ball over and having them defend the red zone, that's a good point.
The playbook is wide open. Like, it's hard to create turnovers in there, and it's hard to create turnovers when you're tired. When you're on the field all game and your offense is not staying on the football field with third downs. I mean, you held them for 4 for 13 on third downs. To a bunch of field goals.
All right, when we come back, you guys are going to break down some of the angles of the game and Najee Harris's big game, being able to run all over the Raiders defense and the offense. We got a lot to break down.
Dude, you were looking ice cold.
You look ice cold, bro. Guys, somebody's coming. Somebody's coming.
Let's do it.
There comes a day
When I'll be the one
you dream.
It's gonna
be Ray.
Dude, are you crying?
You've earned this, so hold it up high. Your 5-star chefs on 4 wheels, running your kitchen all over town, pushing through working hours and after hours. No matter rain or shine. Because when you stay hungry, your neighborhood stays fed. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
It's in our very nature to find exhilaration in the new, to seek the excitement of the unexpected, an endless yearning to experience what lies beyond the everyday.
Looking good, guys.
Thanks!
Oh, hey, Pickle!
Hi, Dad!
I brought Mom's glasses from the hotel.
Oh, great! She's in the ballroom, the big one.
I'm coming up.
Vacations are better with the credit gods on your side. Rewards once available to the few are now accessible to the many. Earn points for travel with Credit One Bank and live large.
Every year, millions fly with us at Allegiant because together, we go places. We see old friends and try new things. We laugh. We really like to laugh. And reconnect. We remember. And we wander, which leads to wonder. From how we go to where we go to what we do when we get there, we go further together.
In 300 feet, turn left.
With Cox's fiber-powered internet, you can do brilliant things.
Exit approaching.
Like upload your voice to Dad's GPS in no time flat.
And I miss you, Daddy. Happy birthday.
Get multi-gig download speeds powered by fiber. Upgrade your internet today with Cox, the nation's fastest internet provider. Limited availability in select areas.
Intermountain Health understands that life can be a challenging game, and mental wellness is vital to our overall health. It takes courage to admit when we're not okay, and even more to reach out. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, call or text 988 or visit strongestplay.com for mental wellness resources. Welcome back to Raiders Game Day. There is plenty to clean up before the Raiders head to LA to take on the Rams next week. But at the top of the list, number one is moving the chains on offense, and number two, stopping the run on defense. To break both of those sides down, we turn it over to EA and JJ. What's up, guys?
EA and JJ. We're going to break down some complimentary football, but it wasn't good, though, EA. It wasn't good on our. We were bad on third down, and we could not stop the run. That's a recipe for
disaster.
Right here, third down. We're in a good situation. Third and 3. That's what we want to be. Third and 3. But right here, get to the sticks. Right?
Yes,
this is just technique stuff. As you push up right here, fake block, you coming at 2 yards. It's third and 3. Just get to the sticks.
Awareness,
if you get up to the sticks, you catch it. It's a first down no matter where you at. But we punt. Then you come back here, right here. Now listen, this is just a missed opportunity. You're clean. You're clean. Just deliver this pass. This is third down. Just deliver that. Put it on his numbers. This is not a bad play call. This is a good play call with really good protection. AOC, just deliver this right here. The drive goes on, and then now we're able to get into a little rhythm. If you don't convert third downs, you're not able to get into rhythm. Should be peeking right here. This is good offense. Should be looking back. Quarterback can come. I do not like this call. I would rather you call an aggressive call to get the ball in one of your skill positions at the wide receiver spot, 3rd and 5. That's where you want to be. Offensively, we got to be much better on third down.
And it shows you guys, it's not lack of effort or play calling. It's just a multitude of things, right? So what we're going to show you here is we talked about missed tackles the whole preseason and now the season. And again, it's not about effort. We have great effort. It's about technique here. So we're going to run it. And again, this is early in the game. You know what? He's going to run a power right up the middle. We know we're going to see this from the Steelers. And you see all of these bodies around the ball carrier, but no one can get him down. And you're like, man, what's going on? It's all about where you're coming from. If you're on the second level, okay, it's okay for the big lineman to be up here. But as he gets to the second level, you want to be down here, guys. You want to be chopping shoestrings, hitting knees. If you're that, then he can't continue to roll and get those yards after contact. So again, it's not the effort, it's a technique that we continue to talk about. One more time, technique. We see here the cutback, right? And man, Jack is in a really bad position. We know in Little League football, we talk about coming up and holstering, but if you're in the National Football League and you're a DB and you see that hole open, come and shoot that hole, man, and get low. Don't give him a chance to see you and set you up like that, Jack. So you want to come and shoot. It's about technique. It's not about effort. And in there, look where we are right here. Third quarter, we've been on the field all day. Complimentary football. If the offense can't get you off the field and you get tired, this is kind of what happened at the middle or end of ball games. Again, it's not effort, guys. It's just, man, complimentary football. It's a great run by my man, but we need to have some technique to be able to get these running backs on the ground
No
early,
doubt. And
JJ.
people don't understand because we keep saying defense is tired, and people are like, what you mean they tired? They're professionals. They in shape. As you watch some of these plays, you see some of our linemen sprinting 40 yards down the field.
Right.
Cool. Offense gets the ball. Let's go down there, let them rest. But then when we go 3 and out, they ain't rest. So I just ran 2 40-yard dash. I'm tired. We got to do a better job playing complementary football. If we don't, it's going to be struggle, game after game after game. We got to get it fixed. Back to you, Amber.
Yeah, and even on special teams, they had a punt blocked. But take a look at what was going on the ground. Rush attempts, 35 for the Steelers. They gave 183 rushing yards on the ground. That's a season high for the Raiders. 5.2 yards per carry. Najee Harris was averaging just a little over 3 yards a carry coming into this game. And he comes in and looks like a superstar. And then rushing touchdowns, season high of 3 rushing touchdowns for the Steelers. So stopping the run, though, what you were saying, EA, is fair.
Yeah.
The defense is going to run down, is going to wear down eventually. But stopping the run has been consistently a problem.
It has been.
Team. There's only been one game where they held the opponent to under 100 yards rushing.
Do we know what game that was?
I think that's Cleveland, right?
Yeah, under
possibly.
Cleveland. And it goes back to, and I'm not ever questioning the effort of this defense and what they're trying to do. Technically, though, you can see situations where guys are not low enough. They're not being able to get down low where you need to be on these running backs in the National Football League. They have great balance. They can run after contact. They got the straight arm going. You have to have a plan that's effective going into, if you're a defensive back, there's no standing up shooting. Like, you kind of stand up and you get in this perfect football position. No, you got to squeeze, close the ground, chop, get a guy in the air.
Yeah, and for me, I can't sit up here as an offensive player and blame the defense because we got to look in the mirror. We ain't good. We ain't good. We turning the ball over. We're not really good at running the ball. We don't have explosive plays in the pass game. We're inconsistent. We're not good on third down. We can go on down the checklist, and that puts our defense out there on the football field for a long time. Don't get me wrong. Can technique be better? Sure. But the offense needs to help out. You know what will help out with that? Staying on the field. You know what will help out with that run game? Scoring some points. So Max Crosby can pin his ears back and go get after the quarterback. Diablo, those boys can go get after the quarterback. But if you're not, it's going to be hard to stop the run because teams are ahead of schedule and all they're going to do is run the ball.
No Jacoby, no Devontae, also very difficult as well.
Absolutely.
Most of the targets went to Brock Bowers or Harrison Bryant in this game. We're going to hear from Antonio Pierce coming up as he takes the podium next on Raiders Game Day.
Every year, millions fly with us at Allegiant because together, we go places. We see old friends and try new things. We laugh. We really like to laugh. And reconnect. We remember. And we wander, which leads to wonder. From how we go to where we go to what we do when we get there, we go further together.
You're doing it.
You got this.
Yes, this is great.
It's in our very nature to find exhilaration in the new, to seek the excitement of the unexpected, an endless yearning to experience what lies beyond the everyday.
This segment of Raiders Game Day is brought to you by Twitch. Be sure to check out the Raiders' fifth quarter podcast. Listen and follow wherever you podcast.
Going back to piggybacking off Vinny's question, this is a team that continues to make the mental mistakes, the bad mistakes. Is this a good team that's making bad mistakes, or, with all due respect, is it a good team right now?
Our record is what it shows us, right? We're 2-4. It's not good enough. We're not coaching well enough. We're not playing well enough, and we're not detailed well enough. And more importantly, I'm gonna keep going back to it. When you turn the ball over, you don't give yourself a chance. Again, -3 plus a block punt.
Was it a plan to get Labe a carry this week? Is that kind of a plan going in, or what happened with
It's a plan to get him in.
Team Wheels of Sports fans, right? We know that the Raiders were coming into this game banged up. We know about the trade talks with Devontae maybe being a distraction. And we just want to know, overall, what do you rate the effort from the team minus the mistakes and penalties?
Yeah, I thought the effort was fine. I thought guys tried to the very end.
Other than not letting it rip, do you have any comment on how Aidan played? Can you tell yet, or you have to watch it?
I have to watch it. I thought early on it looked really crisp what we wanted. Again, I thought he did a good job of getting the ball out, getting completions, moving the chains, and then, there's a stalemate there, and it started, we wasn't running the ball very effectively either. So that doesn't help.
Going back to the aggressiveness on that first drive out of halftime, you guys had a 1st and 20 and then a 2nd and 18, and they're both runs right there. And then I think the block punt followed. Would you like to see a little bit more aggressiveness in those types of situations?
I like to see positive plays. Right now, we don't have enough of them on the grass, and that's all of us included.
We've discussed the home crowd before about the disparity.
That would need to get off to a fast start, but here is one big number. The Raiders are 0-3 this season when leading after the first quarter. So getting out to a fast start isn't working for them against the Chargers, Broncos, Steelers. All had leads in the first quarter, went on to lose the game. And JJ and Ian, not just lose the game, let's go back to week 3 against the Panthers. After they had the lead, they gave up 26 unanswered points. Then let's go to week 5 against the Broncos. They had the lead in the first quarter. Then they go on to give up 34 unanswered points. Then this week against the Steelers today, they get the lead in the first quarter. They give up 26 unanswered points. That's not acceptable.
Yeah.
I know it's a shocking
really
stat.
is.
It's a shocking stat. That's why it made one big number.
Yeah, when we go back to it, the majority of those chances, turnovers, missed opportunities. And if we and I keep going back to, we have a very narrow margin to which to play with to be able to win.
You can't make, the margin of error is like 0. You can't give away the ball 3 times.
Because then it emphasizes that important position on offense, quarterback, right? And so then it exposes you, hey, what is your quarterback doing? Is he able to play from behind? Is your team able to play from behind? And we can't. Because the running game really hasn't been established. So we can't win the time of possession to keep the defense off the field, to make the offense one-dimensional on the opposing side. So all those things start coming up. But that's kind of my
I think the most disappointing thing is, when is it going to show up? Right? You see us play a really good second half against the Baltimore Ravens and find a way to win that game. All right, then we come back and we got 0 consistency against the Carolina Panthers, a game we at home coming off of a really good win against a really good football team.
Fans were packed.
And you come in here and you lay an egg against the Carolina Panthers. Really inconsistent football. I know that ain't how AP is coaching them boys to play. We seen it last year. That is why he has the job, because we seen the way they played under him last year.
You're right.
Why it ain't showing up on the grass?
Well, let me ask you something more simple. Why is it falling off after the first quarter? Because that first drive, they did exactly what they wanted to do. It's scripted. They feed it to Madison, feed him, ends up in a touchdown. Then after that, the next 2 drives, it's 3 and out on offense. Alexander Madison doesn't get the ball 1 time. They only ran the ball 1 time. 0 targets to wide receivers. Granted, your 2 best wide receivers aren't out there. But why, when it worked in one drive, why the next drive and the next drive, it just falls apart?
And to be honest with you,
do they go away from what worked?
That's a really good question, and that's why I always come back to, what's our identity? If you have an identity and the identity is to run the ball, you know what happened after that first drive? Probably would have ran the
Ran the
football.
ball.
But if you don't have an identity and you're like, okay, we run the ball well at times we don't run the ball well, let's pass the ball. And then you want to get pass happy, you want to start throwing the football, and your two best playmakers ain't out there. We need to find an identity, whatever it's going to be. When our backs is against the wall, what plays we going to? What are we going to do? However the game may look. Are we going to run it? Are we going to spread people out? Or are we going to throw it? I think that's the main thing. And after your first 15, after that first drive, that's when your identity has to show up.
Yeah.
And it ain't.
I think you made a great point about that, too, is adjustments. And once the defense sees you, okay, hey, you know what? They're quick throws, so we're going to take that away. We're going to play cover 2, right? So we're going to take all those quick throws away. Now what are you going to do? Now, offense, usually, if you're taking away the quick throws with cover 2, the box is light. So now we can run the football. But if you don't have any confidence in running the football, you have to stick with the same game plan. So now you're throwing into cover 2 on quick throws. They're taking that stuff away. The ball being batted up in the air. Next thing you know, it's 3rd and 10. You got to force the ball in the middle of the football field. It's picked off. So we don't really have the personnel right now to be able to adapt when the teams adapt to us. So that's kind of what's going on right now. And that's why I keep saying, once we get out of that really narrow highway, the emphasis is on the quarterback. What can the quarterback do with the Lions? Can he get us out of a football play? So if we're calling a screen and he sees the defense is adjusted to the screen, is he able to get out of that and get to a better football play? And right now, we're just not able to because the quarterbacks are so young. The coordinator doesn't have confidence saying, hey, get to the line of scrimmage, do what you want to do. We don't have a guy like that yet.
And it's hard to find your identity when you don't do something successfully, consistently, over and over. That's how your identity is built. All right, we're going to take a break right now. When we come back on Raiders Game Day, Aidan O'Connell, after his first start of the season, we'll hear from him at the podium. This segment of Raiders Game Day is brought to you by America First Credit Union. For every Raiders first down at Allegiant Stadium this year, America First Credit Union will be donating $100 to a local charity.
How are you feeling?
I'm good.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. It's your job to stock the city, restaurants and rooftops, bars and basements. Every corner store. And when it gets tough, you stay driven. Give it all you got, going nonstop for 20 stops. Because at the end of the day, every single round is on you. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
Looking good, guys.
Thanks!
Oh, hey, Pickle!
Hi, Dad!
I brought Mom's glasses from the hotel!
Oh, great! She's in the ballroom, the big one!
I'm coming up!
Vacations are better with the credit gods on your side. Rewards once available to the few are now accessible to the many. Earn points for travel with Credit One Bank and live large.
Dude, you are looking ice cold.
You look ice cold, bro. Guys, somebody's coming. Somebody's coming.
Let's do it. There comes a day
When I'll be the one
you dream.
it's gonna.
It's gonna be me.
Dude, are you crying?
It's in our very nature to find exhilaration in the new. to seek the excitement of the unexpected. An endless yearning to experience what lies beyond the everyday.
Injuries aside, and I understand, you're taking over the offense now, but you mentioned the self-inflicted mistakes. They are continuing to happen. Can you explain or can you argue, is this a good football team right now? Or are there things that need to be done to make it a good football team?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I'm super confident in our locker room. I look around at our players, and I know the work that's been put in. I know what we've done before. Obviously, we've seen it done. We had a big win earlier in the year in week 2, and obviously we don't want to look in the past, but we know we can do it. It's just about going out there, executing throughout the week, giving ourselves the best chance to do it on Sunday. So I still have full confidence in our guys. That's definitely not going to waver for me.
Aidan, what does become the message, though, in the locker room? I know this is a young team and trying to find some leadership right now, but to make sure that it goes in that direction rather than slides in the other direction.
Yeah, I think we have guys that want to go to work, and obviously it's not the start we wanted through the first 6 games, but it's a long season, and there's a lot of other teams in the NFL that aren't where they want to be, and so it just takes looking ourselves in the mirror. I think each one of us looking at ourselves first, starting with me, and just trying to get better.
So he brings up that they did have a good game against Baltimore. They've proven that they could beat a good team. Baltimore wasn't playing great at the time. But you have to remember, Aidan O'Connell was the man that beat the Chiefs. He was the quarterback on Christmas Day. He was the quarterback that led this team to a 5-4 finish with a lot of inspiration. So can he do it? Can the offense? We've seen him have success. It's not like he's a rookie and we've never seen him before. It just feels like the inconsistency and not really seeing it over and over and over again and not knowing the identity. That's what it goes back to. And then the injuries.
I believe both you guys are correct. I think the identity is super important. We thought this football team was going to have one type of identity, and after the first game, it was like, well, the other team seems like they have that kind of identity, and we look like with the pieces we have, we should be a quick passing team, So, and then those pieces are not on the team right now, through injury or whatever. So it's very difficult. Like I said, going back to that thin margin, we're going to have to get together somehow.
One thing you can't control is injuries and all that. That's going to happen through the game. But what you can control is every single play, the ball is in your hands on the offensive side of the ball. Take care of it.
Make something happen.
Take care.
Yep.
Take care.
All right, we're going to take a break here. When we come back, Allegiant always a party. It was Flow Rider breaking it down at halftime. We're going to take you out to the stadium next on Raiders Game Day. This segment of Raiders Game Day is brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, the official soft drink of the Las Vegas Raiders.
In 300 feet, turn left.
With Cox's fiber-powered internet, you can do brilliant things.
Exit approaching.
Like upload your voice to Dad's GPS in no time flat.
And I miss you, Daddy. Happy birthday.
Get multi-gig download speeds powered by fiber. Upgrade your internet today with Cox, the nation's fastest internet provider. Limited availability in select areas.
Taste is not an option. Taste is everything. 1800, the world's most awarded tequila.
Dude, you're looking ice cold.
You look ice cold, bro. Guys, somebody's coming. Somebody's coming.
Let's do it. There comes a day when I'll be the one you dream. It's gonna be Ray.
Dude, are you crying?
Hey Raider Nation, when you come to see the Raiders take the field at Allegiant Stadium, you should do it from the best seats in the house. So grab an ice cold Coors Light, and you can enter to win tickets for these Coors Light silver seats at Allegiant Stadium. With plush seating, state-of-the-art beverage coolers, and wireless phone chargers, there's no better place to watch your Raiders bring home the win. Celebrate responsibly.
Raiders Game Day is brought to you by Allegiant, the official airline of the Raiders. Low fares, non-stop flights, only at Allegiant.com. Credit One Bank, the official credit card of the Las Vegas Raiders. Coors Light, choose chill, an official beer of Raider Nation. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. And by Twitch, watch, discover, join in. So the Raiders lose this one 32-13 to the Steelers, a home game. They now drop to 2-4 as they prepare for the Rams next week in Los Angeles. So there is time in the season left. There's 11 games left.
You better come on.
Got to decide what they're going to do with it. But I'll tell you, when you go to Allegiant Stadium, it is always a good time. The in-stadium entertainment was fire. Samantha Irvin.
Ooh, look at Samantha.
There you go. Musician and from the WWE, she was out there. Then you got Van McElroy.
Oh, he was a
Super
nice
Bowl
save.
champ.
Oh, he looked like he want to hit somebody right now.
Yeah.
Mac, he was the man. Yeah.
And then Flo Rida, rocking it by the
mic.
Flame. That's a pretty fancy mic. CeCe Sabathia, he's going to go in the Hall of Fame in 2025, coming up this spring. Six-time All-Star.
Rey Mysterio. 619.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Man, I saw him today, man. Autographs, pictures, a little bit of everything. He still is, too.
He still be wrestling?
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay.
It's him against his son now.
Oh, yeah, son legit, too.
Okay.
He's all right.
All right, it was fun out
He ain't
there.
like Pop.
Let's hope that the Raiders can get back in the win column. Let's take a look at their next 4 games. As I said, they got the Rams in Los Angeles. Rams should be getting a little bit more healthy. Got Cooper Kupp coming back, and Puka Nacua is expected to possibly be back. And then the Kansas City Chiefs, some tough quarterbacks. Look at this, Stafford, Mahomes, and Joe Burrow, who, as you know, Sunday night is tearing it up.
Yes, he is right now.
We're filming this. And then they get the bye. So got to figure out how to win some of those games. Going to be some tough opponents.
Bring them on.
Yeah.
Hey,
they need to have your energy.
Bring them on. Let's go.
Bring them on, because we got to find a way to get a W.
Yeah, we do.
Starts with the Rams.
Figure it out.
Find a way to get a W.
All right, so the Raiders, they are 2-4, looking to get back in the win column against the Rams. I'm Amber Theoharis for James Jones and Eric Allen. We'll see you guys next time on Raiders Game Day.